to my channel. My name is Maidel Messiah. If you're new here and if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you so much for stopping by in today's video. So today I'm going to be talking about tips that you'll need to know, or the steps you'll need to know for buying a home in 2022. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it and start with the first tip. First thing that I will suggest you do is find yourself a realtor. We're pretty much your best friends in the whole process. Find one that's experienced or knowledge, one that's going to be loyal to you and pretty much going to be on top of their game throughout the whole process. I would suggest finding someone that's local. You can do that by just asking a question in a Facebook group, asking family members, or if you see signs around that you see often, like Keller Williams sign or a EXP sign, and you see a familiar face, you say, oh, well, I usually see this person's face in this neighborhood, so this person must know this neighborhood pretty well. Okay, if we see an ad on Facebook or online, go ahead and contact that person. Just someone that's local and that knows this area is just the best way to go, because they're experienced and they probably have all the answers to the questions that you're going to be asking. Okay. All right. So my next step is go ahead and find yourself a mortgage company. Again, I would suggest do local. Now, some persons would rather that you be pre-approved before you find a realtor, before you start looking. I personally do not mind. I do like to give my clients tips on what they need to have in order to get pre-approved. If you come pre-approved, awesome. But if you come not having a pre-approval letter yet, I'm more than happy to tell you what you need to be able to get yourself to that point. And I can always suggest or give referrals to local lenders and people that I know are trustworthy and that can probably get you pre-approved. So yeah, so find someone that's local. And my suggestion would be to go ahead and shop around for, in between mortgage companies. You can actually apply several times without hurting your credit. But once you do it within a short period of time, I would say the safe amount of time to do it in is within 2 weeks as well. I've heard 30 days that you can apply and it will not, apply to different places and not get hurt. Like your credit score will not be harmed, but just to be safe, I would say shop within 2 weeks. Okay. And before you actually apply, just go ahead and talk to the actual loan officer and make sure that everything looks good. They should know before, make sure that everything looks good before you actually apply. Make sure you actually have like a standing chance. Okay. For example, you will need tax returns probably for the last 2 years. You're going to need bank statements. You're going to need pay stub for the last 2 to 3 months. You're going to need all those, all that good stuff. So tell them the situation, tell them what your credit score is before you actually apply. Just don't go ahead and apply and then get denied like 3 or 4 times. Make sure that you're actually in good standing. And if you say, hey, my credit score is actually at a 600 and this is my debt to income ratio, they can say, well, honestly, I think that you might want to wait or fix XYZ before applying. And then, yeah, you actually will have a better chance of getting approved or doing it the right way. Okay. All right, so once you're pre-approved, you have a better idea of narrowing down what home, one, you can afford or what home you can realistically buy. Okay, so once you figure out realistically what you can buy, narrow down what's important to you, whether it be the neighborhood, school district, strict HOA or not, new construction or an all brick home, whatever it is that's important to you, go ahead and prioritize that. And then you go ahead and say, once you have your must-haves, you can say things that you hope to have, like open kitchen floor plan, or all the countertops have to be granite XYZ. I have to have 3 bedrooms and at least 2 full bathrooms. Obviously you probably will have this talk with your realtor before, but like I said, once you're pre-approved, you have a realistic idea of what you can actually get. You put down what's important to you, prioritize it, from must-haves to I can live without, and then you can go ahead and start really looking. All right, so once you look and you find that home or a home that pretty much ticks off all or at least most of what's on your checklist to buying a home, then the next step would be to put an offer in. Before that, what I like to do is once I know that you're pre-approved and you tell me what you want, I go ahead and with my buyer's presentation and tell you like why you should work with me. I usually present the buyer's brokerage exclusive contract. I said that all wrong. I usually introduce the contract that would, legally allow me to represent you as a buyer, right? And I do that because once we do find a home, I can go ahead and put an offer right away because I'm allowed to, because I'm your realtor. And once it gets accepted, I can go ahead and hand over everything I need to your mortgage officer and get the ball rolling. So yeah, by this time, I would hope that you're already signed a contract. Again, that doesn't mean that you're signing your life away. You can always back out if you guys mutually agree. If you don't agree with this realtor service, that option is to you, but it's just so that everything can run smoothly. At least for me, it runs better that way. So you go ahead and you put in your offer. Quick side note, I would suggest that one, of course, you want to have a strong offer. What that means is, so what I do is I always ask the listing agent, hey, client wants to put an offer. This is what we're going to be offering. Am I going to be in good standing, or is everyone else offering like 20K over? Because my clients can't do that and I don't want to get their hopes up. Usually, most times, the listing agent would say, all right, well, we only have one offer in and they're, asking below asking price. So go ahead and put your offer in at asking price or above it is gonna get you the deal, right? So strong offer, your agent is gonna most likely suggest putting in a strong offer because of the market that we're in. We're in a seller's market, so a strong offer so that you don't get bid out and you actually win is what you need. Okay, hope that makes sense. Once you have your offer accepted, right? So your next step will be to have your buyer's agent send all the paperwork to the loan officer. Honestly, from now on, your agent is going to be the one that's going to be communicating back and forth with the loan officer and the listing agent just to keep them updated. What you'll need, your loan officer will probably be asking you for a few more bits of documentation, a few information to actually get you approved. No, you're just pre-approved, you're not approved yet. And you're gonna have to provide them with a few things to get to that closing date that you guys have set. All right, so once you provide all that you need, the next other two things to expect in your period of waiting until closing date is you're gonna have an inspection period, a due diligence period. And what that is you have, honestly, usually about 10 to 14 days where you can have an inspector come in to inspect the home. Realtors always 100% recommend that you have someone inspect your home so you know what you're getting. And it's just to cover yourself as well. So you have someone inspect that home within those days, and if anything is not to your liking, you have that period to back out, okay? Other than that, the contract is binding. So you have the inspection period, and then you also have to have an appraisal ordered. Now, this is what I always suggest, right? If you're pre-approved for, let's say, $500,000, but you want to have a mortgage of like $3,000 a month, right? You're gonna have to look for homes based off of that number. So you might want to have to look for a home more in the 400s, okay? Secondly, so when your home is being appraised, what you want to make sure is that your home is appraised for that amount or at least more. And if your home is approved for less, for example, if you if you put in an offer for a home that's for 50 and it appraises for 443, it's a difference right there. So you're gonna either have to pay the difference or ask the seller to lower the price for you, okay? But hopefully that won't happen for you. Hopefully you'll get your home appraised for asking price or listing price or higher. And then once that's done, you can celebrate, you're good to go. Pretty much, the underwriting process is still going on. Hopefully you won't have to provide any more documentation after the appraisal period, because once the appraisal comes in, that's usually like at a certain point, at the ending point. So once that's done, you're pretty much on your way to closing. And once everything does look good, the next step is just closing. It's usually a smooth process at closing. All you're doing is just signing the necessary documents that say that you accept this loan, that you understand that you're gonna have to pay it back. And then you're gonna be signing documentation that's just gonna go ahead and transfer ownership from the seller to the buyer. All right, I hope that was helpful. I hope it wasn't all over the place. I wanted to make this video last minute just to get some content out there, but of course, you know, help you guys just understand what the process looks like. Honestly, it's not as hard as you think, especially if you have a realtor that knows his or her stuff. And yeah, I would suggest, honestly guys, last year was a great time to buy homes. Interest rates were at an all-time low. They're still pretty low right now. Appreciation is still going up on homes. As you can see, like, homes are so expensive right now. So real estate is a good thing to be a part of and to join. So if you're able to, and you've been thinking about buying a home, now is the right time to do it, okay? And you have everything you need to know about buying a home. And there's lots of other videos as well that probably can go more in depth to make it seem less scary and more attainable, more realistic for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Whoa.